Well, those are the headlines we are tracking for you this evening. Commercial EV maker Euler Motors has raised $60 million in its Series C fundraise led by GIC Singapore. The funding round also saw participation by Bloom Ventures, Athira Venture Partners, which is formerly called Inventus India, QRG Holdings, ADB Ventures and Moglix. To talk to us about the fundraise and the road ahead at Euler Motors, joining me now is its founder and CEO, Saurav Kumar. Saurav, welcome back to Startup Street. First up, what is the current valuation of the company and is the Series C round closed? Or will you be looking to raise more funds soon?
So thanks for having me on the show. It's always sort of like good to talk to you guys. So at this point of time, we have just closed the $60 million round, which was led by the GIC. Since our inception, we have closed to raise roughly around 82 million so far. Fundraising is usually it's a process that continues for more than 6 to 8 months. So right now at this point of time, we don't have any more follow-up plans, but it's a continuous process and we are continuously chatting with financial investors and partners to partner with us along the way. So if something new comes up, we'll be more than happy to sort of come and talk to you guys about it.
Okay, and you've dodged my question on valuation. Can you give us an approximate figure?
So I would just say that, we as a company, we do not disclose sort of valuation because, we want to be judged by the work that we are doing and sort of the growth that we are putting in terms of the product that we are putting out, the scale at which we are putting out. But it's definitely higher than the previous one that we had raised. That's all I can say.
Okay, all right. Sort of with this investment, you plan to scale your manufacturing capacity, expand distribution footprint, as well as strengthen your team. If you could elaborate on these plans and share timelines, what is the kind of scale you're looking at and by when?
So good part of the funding is we are putting into scaling up our manufacturing and distribution. So that's number one point in our mind. The second is the talent. How do we get the best talent to sort of work for Euler Motors? So last year we launched a product called Euler High-Load EV. That was a 3-wheeler electric cargo vehicle. We today have roughly around 9,000 vehicle order book sitting with us. We have been so far producing roughly 100 vehicles per month. Major part of this fundraise, roughly around 100 to 150 crore, is going into setting up the manufacturing facility. It's in NCR region. We are setting that to scale the manufacturing from 100 per month to 1,000 per month by end of this fiscal year. By doing that, we'd be able to deploy those 9,000 vehicles in the coming year. So that's our one of the immediate plan. And obviously, when you're building, you also want to sell all of those vehicles to your customer. So we are also going to expand to 12 new geographies. So majority of our fundraise, we are going to push it toward manufacturing and distribution.
Okay, so it's an increase of probably a 10x increase in capacity is what you're saying. And like you mentioned, you're planning to expand your retail presence in 12 new markets by the end of this fiscal. What new geographies are you eyeing and what is the kind of impact you hope to create?
So far we have been majorly present in Delhi and Bangalore, and after this raise, we have been sort of working to expand to Hyderabad, Chennai, Ahmedabad, then Patna, Ranchi. So there are some of these regions that we are expanding. So slowly we have a shot that in the next 2 years, we want to sort of being able to service to most part of the Indian cities. So that's the aim that we have taken. So from an expansion point of view, we want to make sure in the next financial year, we should be able to get to 12 cities.
Okay. Like you mentioned, Saurav, Euler Motors launched a high-load EV and electric cargo 3-wheeler, which is, like you said, there's a strong growing order book of 9,000 plus vehicles. Where are you seeing maximum demand coming from? And like you said, you're going to increase 10x capacity. So what's the timeline on delivery as well?
So So to give you context, we launched Euler High Load last year. That was October of 2021. We had around 1,500 vehicle order book at that point of time. Within a year, that order book has moved to 9,000 vehicles that we had to deliver. That gives us a very strong confidence that Euler has built one of the most sort of powerful three-wheeler cargo vehicle that is not just better than any sort of electric, but it's one of the best sort of three-wheeler that you can buy in the market. To deploy the majority, your question around the customers, majority of our customers so far has come from the e-commerce, the institutional customers. So Magenta, for instance, is one of the customer that had put in an order for 1,000, 1,500 vehicle. Flipkart, Ecom Express, Udaan, Big Basket, these are the major customers sort of that has given order book for us to deploy in the first phase.
Saurav, if you could also shed some light on the kind of robust charging infra you've created, with multiple charging options, customer-centric servicing, as well as financing services. If you could elaborate on those services as well.
Yeah, thank you. So one of the things that's fundamentally different from about Euler from most of the companies is we are not just focused on getting one product out in the market, but we are also looking at the ecosystem around the product. We believe that for most of our customer, charging station is equally important part, servicing, financing, being other part of the ecosystem. We have deployed so far close to 200 charging stations in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. And as we are going forward, we are hoping to deploy around 500 of these by end of this financial year.
Okay. All right. So like you mentioned, you manufacture three-wheeler electric vehicles. You've deployed fleets for Flipkart, Big Basket, Ecom Express, Amazon, and Udaan for their last mile delivery. I also want to know that, besides bulk orders, have you also started franchisee models in Delhi and Haryana? If you could quickly talk to us about these plans as well.
Definitely. So far, we have been very, very focus on the experience part of our journey. So selling is just one part. When you give the product to the customer, we believe it's our responsibility to make sure that they have continuously a good experience. So in that journey, we believe in the first leg of our distribution, we should be doing it ourselves. So every showroom that we have opened right now, it's a company-owned, company-operated model. However, over the next sort of 12 to 18 months, we are debating about internally to think about the other sort of model that are present in the market. But currently, every showroom that we have put in is company-owned, company-operated, and through that, some of the retail customers are also coming, buying the vehicle, and to facilitate them, we have got special financing plan from some of our financiers like Vidyut Tech, Three Wheels United. We have also went ahead in charging stations. We also built something like charging on wheel to make sure that if a customer somewhere they are run out of charge, we can go to them and give them a fast charging top up. So we are doing all of this to sort of facilitate that acceleration of transition.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for taking us through those plans of, making that easy transition for your clients to EV. But we've completely run out of time. Saurav, many thanks for joining us on Startup Street today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
And from one fundraise to another, Bangalore-based